What I'm about to share with you will benefit you greatly, and it's going to save you a whole lot of money, and most importantly, it's going to prevent you a whole lot of stress. So listen, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, because you're going to want to take notes. If you've not already done so, subscribe to this channel. My name is Pinkas. When it comes to real estate, I've pretty much done it all over the last 36 years. I mean, I've bought, sold, invested in real estate, land, houses, condos, and helping people. And I want to share with you everything that you need to learn about real estate here on this channel. So I want to make sure that you avoid the pitfalls that are costly. So give me a thumbs up if you're good with that, because there is a perfect storm and multiple things are happening all at the same time. So let's jump in descending order. Number 7, condo association fees, they're increasing. Yeah, sure, inflation is affecting everything in our lives. I get it, right? But the cost to maintain a condo building, it's going up. The replacement costs, they keep going up. With higher insurance costs, yeah. So the lack of maintenance, the lack of upfits, and the lack of reserves, that's the true cost to own. And some condo owners have seen their fees that are doubling and tripling with no cap, while other condo owners, they've seen their fees go up only just slightly. So some people are going to get completely wiped out, yet others, they're going to be just fine. So I really want to know where you live. What are your condo fees doing? Put it in the comments, let me know. Now, this crazy tidal wave started in Florida, but now it's affecting and increasing fees in every condo complex in the nation. So let's start with what's causing this ripple effect. Now, one lady told me her condo complex in Florida just got a shocking assessment. They're being asked to pay $200,000 each. And another Miami condo complex that's been in the news, each owner was assessed $175,000. Yep, it's happening. Now, it doesn't matter if you have this condo as a second home or as a primary residence. It's happening. Many condos in the United States were bought back in the 80s and in the 90s, and people paid like $59,000 or $100,000, and they had low monthly HOAs, like $100 a month. Many of these people who are owners are retirees, and they're on fixed incomes. But have you been following my channel or the news? You already know that the insurance in the state of Florida, it's been getting worse and worse, and it's more costly for homeowners. For a majority of homeowners in Florida, insurance premiums are going up 25% and 35% for houses. But those who live in condominiums, they're getting hit even worse. Sure, Florida's bad, but it's happening in other places too. And in some states, insurance companies have pulled completely out of the market, and there are only a few insurance companies that will write policies on condo buildings. In one instance, I know a condo complex whose insurance policy went from $430,000 to $1.2 million. Who's going to cover that cost? Of course, that cost is going to be passed on to each owner. And being in the right condo complex and the right condo management is super important. In other cases, if a condo fee used to be $600 a month, but now it's up to $1,900 a month, yow, it's going to be a problem for some. Look, guys, being in the right condo complex with the right condo management, it's super important. Wouldn't you agree? Next, number 6, what's causing this ripple effect? Well, Florida had a tragic event in Surfside, Florida. The collapse of the Champlain Towers had a loss of 98 lives. And the state of Florida said they're never going to let this happen ever again. So Florida enacted new condo laws. Now, every condo in Florida must include in their annual budget operating expenses and reserves budget for capital expenditures and deferred maintenance. Capital expenditures and deferred maintenance are the more expensive things in a building, like roofs, parking lots, concrete, structural issues, building electric, fire suppression systems, and other big issues. Operating expenses are things like day-to-day lawn maintenance, landscaping, pool chemicals, and that kind of stuff. Here's the deal, guys. Board members used to be allowed to vote and then decide if they wanted to allocate money for that stuff, right? But in 2025, if you have a condo in Florida, there's no options for these new laws. All condos in Florida will be required to have fully funded reserves and set aside to pay for repairs that the condo needs. The walls, the floors, structural integrity, sprinkler systems, electrical, plumbing, roof leaks, window leaks, and all that stuff, integrity repair study. And you know what that is? Money. If a building's not been prepared to set money aside, owners are going to be getting a huge assessment to catch up to that level. Number 5, it's going to be harder to get a mortgage on a condo because Fannie Mae has an unofficial blacklist. If the condo you're trying to buy is on that list and you're trying to get a conventional mortgage, you're going to get denied. Look, your only other options would be to pay cash or to get a non-traditional loan that will come up with a much higher interest rate, guys. So the reason a building may end up on this list is the building's finances are not in great shape, or the building is not in great physical condition, or there's some other issue that's holding it back. Don't think there's just old condo complexes and buildings. Oh no. Plus you can't even refinance your condo in your complex if it's on that list, right? And this can cause huge financial problems as well, because you could be under contract to purchase a condo that's on the list and not even know that this complex or this building is on the list. So that's a big problem. You spent money for inspections and you spent money for due diligence only to find out right before closing that was a total waste of time and money, because your lender, they aren't going to lend on that mortgage. They aren't going to loan on that building. Knowing this stuff up front with a local expert who knows their stuff can save you from the pitfalls that are costly. Now, I want you to imagine being an owner and not even knowing your condo is on this list, right? That's pretty eye-opening. Now, how are you going to get off this list if you don't even know you're on it? Or why are you even on it in the first place? And there's no way to appeal this either, guys. After all, there's no one in charge of this to talk to. Talk about government secrecy. Fact is, there were 1,770 condos nationwide on this list before the Surfside, Florida condo collapse. And then it jumped to 2,308 different condo complexes in just a few months later. And now, today, it's even higher. Now, if you own and have paid for your condo in full and you need to pay for that large assessment in the complex and you want to cash out or you want to refinance, you can't even do that because your building is on this blacklist. Can you see a problem here? Look, it's happening, and it's happening every single day. Number 4, if you're buying in a complex with super low HOAs, this can be a warning sign. If you're shopping for a condo, you always want to look for the efficiency in the association. Now, the ones that are hands-on management and they don't blow the money, look, that's what you want. The ones where the HOA is involved every single day and they aren't hiring some third-party company to manage the property. But watch out, because there can be 2 buildings right next to each other and one has a lower HOA fee than the other. You want to dive even deeper because you need to know what you get for your money. And in this case, buyer beware, because the good is seldom cheap and the cheap is seldom good. Look, if they're taking care of everything that needs to be done, or are they just letting stuff go? One covers interior electric, the water, the cable, the internet, the insurance, and the other one, maybe it doesn't include any of that. You've got to compare the true cost to own if you bought that stuff on your own, because it's going to cost you one way or the other, because one may be more efficient than the other. And you need to know this stuff and what you get for the money. One way to protect yourself is to get a copy of the deed covenants, the meeting minutes, and the current budget before you buy. Why? Because that way you can see if the HOA is flush with cash or they scrapping to keep things together. The meeting minutes. Take a look at what they said in that last meeting. Is there some sort of an assessment that's coming up for owners? Or is there some sort of pending lawsuits? You need to know this stuff before you get involved. And if you have a local real estate expert who knows which complexes are average and which ones are way above average, you'll be one step ahead. Number 3, what if you already own a condo, right? And there's stuff like that going on. A, be informed, because those association meetings is going to tell you what's happening and you want to be involved. B, look at where your money's actually going. Look at the budget. You want to look at what vendors the association is using for services. The questions are they padding the bill or is it too high? And C, if the numbers don't add up, contact an accountant. And if they still don't make any sense to you, contact an attorney. Number 2, you must know what's really going on, especially if it's an older building. Now, look, it's not just the age of the complex or the building, but it's more important to have someone guide you with the information before you buy. Now, even brand new condos, they have problems too. So I want you to look at not just the pretty pictures online. Now, here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, my real estate team helps people to buy and sell condos every single day, but it's their experience to know which complexes are average and which ones have issues. But in places like Florida, they're getting hit even harder just compared to the other states in the United States, because there's a vast majority of those buildings that are 30 years old or more in Florida. And you just can't let a building decay. And in Florida, new laws, they'll kick in 2025, and if it's over 3 stories tall, 30 years old or older, it needs to go through a milestone inspection to make sure the building's structurally safe. In Florida, if you're within 25 miles of the coastline, you must have that property inspected every 25 years. And these inspections will reveal to Florida condo buyers what's really going on, because deferred maintenance, it can be super costly. Number 1, who's responsible for all this, and what can you even do about it? Look, if you're going into a doctor's office or an attorney's office without proper advice, without proper information, and without knowing the truth, you can get hosed. The same thing is true with real estate, guys. And on the other hand, you can still find hidden gems. in condo complexes that are very efficient. But knowing what to look for and what to stay away from, that's super important stuff. And this is what my real estate team does every single day. No matter where you live in the nation, my real estate team helps buyers and sellers avoid those pitfalls that are costly. We're Jerry Pinkas Real Estate Experts, 843-839-9870. I hope you're enjoying these videos because you know that I'm making them for you. So go ahead and comment below and let me know if this was helpful to you in any way. And if you've subscribed, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.